So last year we had the release of Paco Rabanne's Phantom, which came on the men's side of things. This year we have the women's counterpart, which is a different name, but it still starts with that same sound, the F sound, although Phantom is spelled with a PH. This one is called Fame, and it's a mango-based fragrance. I'm excited to give you my thoughts of this brand new release by Paco Rabanne, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's review and I tell you all about Fame by Paco Rabanne, and I give you my thoughts in terms of the notes, the smell, the evolution, the longevity, the performance, any comparisons, so on and so forth, I do want to start things off by saying that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, and of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode, or simply if I gave you the opportunity to learn about something new today. So Phantom is a vanilla heavy fragrance by Paco Rabanne, and of course in all of their releases, maybe not all, but most of their releases, they do have some sweeter profiles. If you think about 1 Million, if you think about Ultraviolet, Red, and a number of others from the house. So a lot of their fragrances do have the tendency of being kind of sweet leaning. And of course, Lady Million is another one. Actually, this has gotten compared to one of the flankers on that line. This one was composed by Alberto Morillas, Fabrice Pellegrin, and a couple of other perfumers. So 4 perfumers came together to compose this fragrance. And it's a very simple note breakdown from what I saw. You have mango, sandalwood, incense, vanilla, jasmine. So it seems like it's going to be on the fruity floral side of things with an ambery sort of vanillic dry down. In any case, I'm excited to give you my in-depth thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with the presentation. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you're gonna notice that it is a fruity fragrance indeed. There is a nice bit of mango in here, and the mango opens up the composition very nicely. It opens up with this fruity introduction, and it's not overly saccharine, it's not overly sweet, and I thought it would be, because it has the mango, it has the vanilla, it has some ingredients in here that have the tendency of being sweet, at least in some other perfumes that I've tried. In this fragrance, on the other hand, it doesn't become overly sweet, which for some people is going to be a good thing. If you were looking for something that was on the sweeter, more gourmand, flirtatious side of things, maybe this isn't it. But I do like that tropical element that is infused into this fragrance on account of the mango. Now, in my experience, mango is a beautiful ingredient when used in fragrances. Probably the best example of that is Cruz del Sur 2 by Xerjoff. Such an amazing mango fragrance. And then of course, we also have Angel's Eau Croisière, which translates to Cruise Water. That's by Thierry Mugler. That is a flanker of Angel, which is an amazing fragrance from the early 90s. And the Eau Croisière version has a very nice mango ingredient. And whenever I smell these tropical fruity fragrances, it almost puts me in the mindset of something that Escada would release. Escada has a tendency of releasing a lot of tropical sort of mango coconut fragrances, and then they discontinue them after a while. But in this fragrance, it's not just about the mango. You do get some floral elements, and that creamy, rich texture of the sandalwood is resting in the base as well. And in terms of the vanilla, it's not too pronounced. However, it does retain the sort of mild sweetness that you will find in the dry down as well. So it's not just in the opening when that mango kicks in full force, you actually do get a nice bit of sweetness in the dry down too. Now, in terms of the jasmine in here, I don't get anything too floral from this fragrance, and I suppose that might be because the mango is sort of drowning everything out. So you do get this sort of fruity sweetness in the opening, not overly sweet. And in terms of the olibanum / frankincense that's used in here, I don't get anything incensey from this as well. Frankincense is a very recognizable ingredient, especially in the case of something like Incense Avignon by Comme des Garçons or Cardinal by Healy. Those are frankincense bombs. In the case of this fragrance, don't really get a lot of incense from it, but I can see how it's kind of in the background working its magic in a more silent manner, right? Overall, I think this is a really nice fruity floral fragrance with emphasis on the fruity. I don't think it's as realistic of a fruit ingredient as some other mango-based fragrances that I've tried, specifically Cruz del Sur 2, and that's okay. I think that this one does it in a very accommodating, mass appealing type of a way. I think it is a little flirtatious, and I think it is this very fun, laid back, almost vacation type of a fragrance, especially if you're traveling to a tropical climate and you're looking for something that'll do well in the warm weather, or you simply want to be reminded of a vacation or some kind of an exotic getaway. I think this fragrance will definitely put you in that mindset, but I like that there isn't too much of one particular ingredient that'll make it restrictive. And I think that had there been a little bit more vanilla, this would have been more of like a wintertime, fall and winter scent. Had there been more mango, it might have been more gimmicky. So I think that all of the decisions made in terms of its olfactory profile were with regard to versatility. And I think that that really shows in this particular fragrance. So overall, I think it is youthful. I think it is kind of casual. I think it does have this fun, youthful, flirtatious quality about it. And it's also a really nice fragrance if you're considering purchasing something while on a vacation or holiday somewhere and you're just looking for something laid back, something fun, something that doesn't take itself too seriously. I think Fame is a nice fragrance and a nice release by Paco Rabanne. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I don't know if it's the most unique fragrance out there because I have kind of smelled that combination of ingredients before, and even some of the ingredients or some of the notes rather in the note breakdown that showed a little bit of promise, like the olibanum. I'm not getting too much of it, but it is a nice smell, mass appealing. I would love it if my wife wears this one more often. I actually purchased this one for my collection, but if she decides to wear it, I think that that would be good news because I do like the smell of it. In terms of the longevity, you can expect about 6 hours from this one. It is eau de parfum strength. In terms of the projection, it projected really well for the first hour and a half of application beyond an arm's length. And then it did start to sit a little bit closer to the skin right around hour 4. And then right around hour 8, it became pretty much a skin scent. You're ready to put on something else if you wish. In terms of the versatility, I think you can wear this one all year round. However, because of some of the ingredients like the mango and the sandalwood and whatnot, I can see people really wanting to wear this in the hotter weather. It has more of like that tropical island oasis getaway kind of a vibe. But I do think you can wear this one all year round. I think this will probably appeal to somebody who's a little bit younger because of that sweetness that it does contain. However, it's not too sweet, but I think it's sweet enough that it's going to cater to a younger audience. I think this is great for casual scenarios in terms of something a bit more formal. There's plenty of other options out there. And I do think this one is a bit feminine leaning just because of that strong, fruity personality. I don't see gender in fragrances, but I think this one is going to lean traditionally feminine, if you want to put it like that. And in terms of the presentation, I think it is a little kitschy, kind of what you expected from Paco Rabanne. You know, you have the gold bullion, and then you have the black light, and then you have all of these fragrances that are inspired by really weird objects. The name Fame, it's funny because many years ago, I reviewed a fragrance by Lady Gaga called Fame. And that one is now discontinued. So I guess Paco Rabanne was like, okay, my turn to use the name. Totally fine. My final verdict on this fragrance is if you like the note of mango, but you don't want it to be something as fruity as Eau Croisière by Thierry Mugler, and you want something that has a nice touch of vanilla in the base, a nice touch of sandalwood, something that is very casual, youthful, flirtatious, and you generally like fruity fragrances and you want something that is a brand new release, definitely check out Fame by Paco Rabanne. I really hope you love it. I had the opportunity of purchasing it when I was traveling to Europe a few weeks ago, and I'm glad I bought it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was my fragrance review of the brand new Fame by Paco Rabanne. If you own or have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to support the channel by subscribing to it if you took anything of value from this video. Make sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you all for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.